Well,
cheers to freedom. What's
Freedom.
left of it.
right.
We've got about 20 minutes to talk about Pandemonium.
Yep. Let's see how we can do this. It's an 80s film.
Yeah.
Had Pee Wee Herman. Also had, what's this?
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, Judge Reinhold.
I've been a fan of his ever since Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. I want to say he's been in a lot of other stuff too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. You also had, forgot her name. But if you watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, the old landlord lady, she's in this. This was like her first baby.
It's the younger, better looking version of the exact same character.
Oh yeah. When I first watched this, I was like, she did not age well at all. She looks terrible now.
Well, you gotta think
That was
talking 40 years, you know.
Yeah, I think this was like an 80s
so it's
movie.
not too bad.
Yeah, I think it was like at the beginning of the 80s is when this movie came out.
Yeah.
But,
So this is we haven't watched a lot of comedies.
yeah.
I don't know if we watched any straight comedies, have we? I mean, there have been stuff we've watched that has some comedy elements, but it's trying to do the slasher kind of thing, but it's
the slasher slapstick comedy.
it's really just like it's like Naked Gun or like what's his name?
Leslie Nielsen? National Lampoon?
No, yeah, I'm thinking of the guy that did Blazing Saddles. I can never.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, it's like trying to do like Mel Brooks kind of thing. It's sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. This was, I forgot the director's name, but he did a lot of horror movies before this.
Yeah.
And this was his first go at a comedy film, is what it was.
Yeah.
And I watched the interview with this, like when I first got this movie. Pretty much everybody in it was part of an improv group, is what it was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's like some of the stuff is really funny. Let me get that out there. Some scenes are really fucking funny. But then some of it just falls flat because it's trying to do that like, oh, we're so absurd. It's just over the top goofy.
Yeah.
Like there's one point where she's like, the woman that's running the cheerleading camp.
Oh, Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi, where she's like giving her little speech on what happened to her and stuff. And while she's doing that, it's like flashing exposition on the screen. And then it's flashing like even longer exposition and then really long exposition. And it's like, yeah, okay. You're kind of making fun about how bad this scene is.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's not funny. But some of it really is funny. Like there's one scene where, so the whole idea of this movie is like you've got cheerleaders who are murdered, and this is actually one of the funnier parts. Is at the beginning you've got these it's like 5 cheerleaders that were like, it was
right after a big football game that the football team won.
Yeah.
And the cheerleaders had an idea like a vegetable cheerleader theme or something like that.
It's like the Eat Right cheer or whatever.
Eat Right cheer, and they all have vegetables.
These big
giant
vegetables, and they're like, well, "Let's go get them." And they had just been a bitch to Bambi.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of setting you up for that. Oh, is this Bambi that's the killer? Who's the killer? And all these cheerleaders like pick up their fake vegetables.
It's like, we don't want to hang out with you, Bambi.
Yeah.
We're going to the mall to hang out with the dude.
Only.
Yeah.
And they all they line up and they're going across the field, and then right then, like you see this danger javelin.
Yeah, it's plural javelins, but there's only one javelin in the locker.
You see a hand bust open the locker and take this javelin, throws it. It goes down the hall, makes a right turn, or left turn.
Left turn, goes down the stadium.
And skewers all of the... It doesn't show the skewering, but then it shows later. It cuts to like ambulances and stuff, and you have like a really long like gurney or whatever, like this is a long table, and they're all laid out with the
girl, vegetable, girl, vegetable, girl,
with
vegetable.
it coming. That's pretty funny.
And yeah, if you're big into like comedy stuff, this was like another one of Phil Hartman's, one of his first movies he was in.
I mean,
he was in it for a couple seconds.
He said one sentence. Yeah.
Previously, he was like a news reporter to the football player. He just said one thing, and that was it.
And apparently, this movie has a lot of cameos.
Yes,
like older,
so many
famous actors.
Yes, older famous actors. I learned.
Well,
never seen anything on before, but yeah.
Most notable is Pee Wee Herman, who is actually a character in the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the setup is now we kind of go forward in time. Bambi is running her camp, and she always obviously wanted to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, so it's cheerleader camp.
But there's been murders every year, and they're like, "Oh, not this year, not this year." You know, and they're really like hamming it. Like everybody in the town knows, and so you've got like these three boys, 3 girls. They're all going to cheerleading camp. Everybody knows they're gonna die. They even label them as victim, like victim number 1.
The movie will label them as victim. Yeah.
And I just wish they had like leaned into the slasher aspect and made it more gory, made the kills more exciting, because some of them are pretty good. Yeah. Like you got the girl that's obsessed with her teeth.
Oh yes.
She
constantly brushes teeth, but she also does pygmy war rituals. Yeah. That was one of the things. Like, I like how they add little shit like that in, and it's so funny. Okay, we got 10 minutes.
So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we're in the we've now hit the corona what's the word? Curfew period.
Yeah, corona curfew.
Bars can't stay open past 11.
Crazy.
That's going to be the one that's going to be the thing that really solves the problem.
Yes.
It will be the one that fixes everything.
You thought you came here for a movie review.
Yeah. And I had to drink this beer.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, like magic. Now I have a beer.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines in the movie, and I feel like this was improv, was was it Judge Reinhold that said this? It might have been somebody. No, it was one of the other dudes. They're like, the one girl is coming up, and they're like, "Oh, she's so hot. She did this one thing.
Oh,
you know, she won this award."
2 dudes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 2 cheerleader guys.
And he's like, I know exactly what I'm gonna say to her when she gets here. And they're all standing there, and she walks up, and he's like, well, hello there, bitch.
Yes, hello, bitch.
It's really funny. That's really so there are moments where the humor really hits.
Yes, so much. Like there's so many of that. Like another one that I like where Judge is trying to guess the blonde girl's name.
Yeah.
He's got a hand on his chest. Is it Candy, Sandy, and then whatever ends up being whatever it is. And he goes, and then on the right tip, didn't preface that, sorry. So name tag's on her chest.
Yeah.
Puts his left hand over the name tag on her chest. Does all that, and then he goes, oh, and he moves his right hand to her boob. Let me guess what school you're from.
Yeah.
Another one I liked was where one of the killers that they're looking for, he kills people and turns them into furniture.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this movie has multiple killers. Like you got a guy that escapes from an asylum, you got a guy that escapes from a prison, and then you got the actual cheerleading killer. So it's all kind of mixed in.
Yep.
And this guy, like they go to the morgue. There's one part they go to the morgue. Pee Wee Herman and the Mountie.
Yes.
There's a Mountie with a horse.
Yep. 8 minutes, guys.
Opens the thing. 8 minutes for this review. He opens the thing like a cop was killed.
Yeah, it's
opens
like a coffee table with
a coffee
gun
table. It's got a gun belt on it. And then later on, they're going into this building. The cop and the Pee Wee Herman is sort of the deputy.
Yeah.
They go in and there's like all these like
furniture
lined up. And they're like, oh, that was
the waitress from whatever restaurant.
He's like, I know, and it's like this like end table cupboard thing.
Yes.
He's like, I'd recognize those legs.
Yes. The Mountie walks by and Pee Wee Herman just opens up a dresser.
He was like peek in the drawer.
Yeah. What are you doing? I was trying to get in her drawers.
And then he's like, stop it. And he's like, what was it like? I mean, so it's that kind of really stupid humor.
Yeah.
So, like I say, sometimes it's funny and sometimes it isn't.
Yes.
Sometimes you're just looking at it like,
yeah.
you know. But there's enough good funny moments, I think, throughout the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was very well aware that they were going for the comedy aspect of it, not going really much for horror.
How you guys wanted me to do this, I just put it all together, but I can split it.
Can you split it, please?
Right now?
No, don't split it. I got it. Because I dropped something.
I'll get this. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get that card later. It's just a GameStop card.
We're in.
Oh shit! My bad.
Brave New World. All right, let's go to scores.
All right, we're gonna go to scores.
I think it's nowadays you can't find comedies. Nobody makes comedies because the people that are good at comedies won't make them because they're afraid of offending people.
Yes.
Right? So I would say if you're looking for comedy, if you like Naked Gun, if you like stuff like that, watch this movie. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 again. I could almost go to 4, but I'll go 3.5 because a lot of the jokes don't really hit. But the ones that do are really funny. So there's enough there.
Thank you.
There is enough there to get you into it. Like I say, they should have really leaned more into some of the gore, some of the slasher. And fuck, always good. Throw tits in there, man. If you're gonna have cheerleaders,
the lack of tits.
If you have cheerleaders, why don't you have tits?
It's comic truth.
Yeah, I mean, there you go, 3.5 for me.
I'm gonna give it a 4 because I thoroughly enjoy it from just comedy aspect of it, just dicking around or whatever. But I really miss kind of like the slapstick humor, just humor in general, because you don't really get a lot of that nowadays.
If you're itching for a comedy, it just doesn't. They don't make them now, so you gotta go back in time.
At all.
You gotta go back in time.
And that's where
there's some offensive
a lot
Japanese,
of
Asian jokes.
They're
Godzilla on a plane.
Godzilla on a plane heats up your coffee.
Randomly, a white woman with
her eyes stretched back.
Yeah, I mean, it does all that shit. You can't see that nowadays.
Yes.
This is like a piece of history.
It is
a piece of comedy history.
Oh, it's great. Definitely. If you want to watch this, I know you can get it from Vinegar Syndrome. Pandemonium is what it's called. Yes. I don't think did we mention that again?
Yeah, you said that.
Okay.
Yeah, you said that.
I know you get it from there. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but yeah, pick it up. It's a good one to watch if you're missing out on some good comedy that's not PC, because it wasn't then.
There's no such thing as PC comedy.
Comedy is
PC comedy is just a lot of fucking preaching and shit.
Yeah.
Comedy is comedy. If it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah, if it's funny, just go with it. You don't have to worry about just laughing like, oh, I'm afraid to laugh. Just fucking enjoy the shit. Yeah.
We have to end it because this woman is serious and she's going to kick our asses.
Yeah, we got 3 minutes to get out.
3 minutes. Or the health department will take their license because that's what we do in America now. This is what happens in America. If you don't close by 11, they will destroy your life.
Welcome to America.
Welcome to America.